So today we're going to talk about turret and give sort of a rundown on the basics regarding it, how it works, its range, that kind of jazz, that kind of thing.
Turret.
If you enjoy this kind of content, by all means, consider giving us a like, maybe a little comment, some subscribe action. As if you do, it just kind of helps me understand, what peeps want to see and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like doing these kind of little tips and basic guide stuff videos. I don't really know what you want to call this, but I like doing these kind of videos. It's fun. So people like seeing it. Then cool. With that out of the way, subscribe, please. Exactly. See, he gets it. Cole gets it. But with that out of the way, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So, for starters, you can rotate the turret. I want to just throw this out the way right now. You can rotate it like this. See it spinning? You can rotate it. This is good. You want to rotate. You want to know that you can rotate it. In order to rotate it, I'm not sure what it'll be on PC. I imagine it's the same button as it will be on controller. But to rotate it on controller, assuming you didn't change your settings and stuff, it'll be your ADS button. Whatever you use ADS, that's how you rotate it. Reason why this is good, because if you're running away from people or you're trying to put a turret down really quickly or something, say you want to put a turret facing that way, you would, instead of doing this, instead of doing that, and potentially messing up your run or whatever, you could just literally just do and just keep on moving forward like that. And know that it's going facing forward, or facing backwards rather, and be able to shoot. It's good for little quick little motions and stuff. Or if you wanted to say face it that way, but you didn't want to peek it, you can just do boop.
Guardian turret active.
See? Nice and easy. You don't have to, expose yourself or nothing, and then you have a turret there. Now, I do want to talk about the turret itself. So turret has 280 health. 280. So it's not like just spinning over there. So it's not like it's the most beefiest of things, but it's kind of tanky. It can take a little bit of hits. So something to take note of about the fact that it does have 280 health is that you can use it as kind of like a little bootleg wall. You can literally hide behind it, kind of block yourself a little bit. And if someone's trying to shoot you or whatever, you can use this to just not get shot at, or at least make it harder for them to actually hit you. It's something to note. Furthermore, turret has a range of 20 meters. It will only shoot up to 20 meters, and that's that. That being said, if you haven't noticed, it has this little line, just little blue light indicating where it's looking or whatever. It looks both left and right at about a 180 to 140-ish degree angle. This is its full looking radius. It's there to there. I'm not sure that's 180. I think that's probably 145, maybe 160 actually. I'm not exactly sure. If you know the angle, by all means, but it's something like that. But that's its max range, sort of, technically. We'll get into that in a minute. But that's just the basics, so you know. And I also want to point out that turret does a max damage of 5 per shot. Measly 5, It's not at all too. It's not too strong, it does 5 damage, but it shoots a lot. It shoots really quickly. So that 5 damage does add up relatively quickly. For example, let's have our heavy just peek out of here real quick. See, you see how slow that's going now? He can just take that for ages, right? Go back to the doorway. Now what I want you to do, right? I want you to just peek out and then run back in immediately. You see, he still got shot once. That's an easy 5. And why that's important? Because it stops health regen. He doesn't regen his health now, and that's a heavy. That means he gotta wait another 9 seconds to get his health back. I think actually it might be 8. It's 8 or 9. It's something like that. He gotta wait a long ass time to get his health back if he gets shot again. And if he's already weak like he was there, that's pretty detrimental. So just keep that in mind too. You can use it sort of it's a nice little health regen fuck you button. Alright, so now we're gonna show you guys the range of turret. So this is currently 24 meters. Like I said, turret has 20 meters of range. So if we have our contestant over here move forward, please. Oh, 21, here we go, wait for it. If I have it, here we go. Tell you what, 20, and there it is. 20 meters. At 20 meters, it shoots. Now back up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, 20 meters. 20 meters when it shoots. That's that. Yeah, okay. So what I want you to do, walk into his range, like just walk into his range, and then walk behind it like that. Yep. And it just sees on following. It's like, yeah. So once turret kind of locks onto you, it like will just keep shooting. It will just keep shooting you, even though it can't physically actually turn around. Like, come over here. Well, like, don't get shot by it, but like just get behind the turret. Even though it can't physically actually turn around to like be able to shoot you, if it does start shooting you or anything, it will literally just chase your ass. It's like fuck you. Like get like right on point, like right here, like get right there. Yeah. See the turret's just like, oh, I don't know he's there. What's going on? What's happening? Like, matter of fact, yeah. You can even stand on this. The turret's just like, what's going on? Oh, it's all safe here, buddies. I swear it's safe. Nothing's going on. Now stand in front of it and then run around it. And now the turret's like, wait, enemy! Ah! So just understanding that turret will shoot, and if it does start shooting, it's going to keep tracking as long as that player remains in range or in line of sight. But once it leaves that line of sight, it goes back to being like, so with that in mind, that the fact that the turret will, you know, if it sees you, it starts shooting and it will follow you. Another little caveat to bear in mind with the turret is that even though once again it can't like look behind or anything like that, if you provoke it by shooting it or tapping it or doing any damage to it, it will know that you're there and it will find you and say, fuck you, you a bitch. So the same rules will apply once you do damage to it. It's like, I don't like that. Don't do that to me. And then they'll be like, ah! So, yeah. If you see a turret and you don't want to get shot, do bear in mind that if you shoot it, it will shoot back. Even if it can't technically do it, or shouldn't be able to do it. Terry's a good little boy. Aren't you a good little thing? You're a good little thing, aren't you? So, now with all of that, with all this knowledge out the way, we're going to expand on this just a little bit. So, I mentioned that turret looks left and right, and, you know, that's his radius, right? This is his range, right? Well, turret can also look up and down, as I'm sure some of you guys know. However, the angles in which turret can look up and down is a little weird. It can actually look further up than it can look down, which I find interesting, but it's how it works. I won't really be able to show you guys just how... Actually, I might just show you using the catwalk here. But we're going to show you guys what I mean. So, one sec. So, with this in mind, this is like an interesting little tidbit with turret. So, when it's looking up or down, specifically when it's looking down, this is about the radius that it can look down at, about like right there. Anything below this margin, it won't be able to actually shoot. So we're gonna have Carl here just move back a little bit towards the center. Yeah, a little back. Oh, okay, well. Technical difficulties. Carl right here, right below me right there. And we're just gonna have him just move up very slowly up until he gets to the point where the turret's like, hey, fuck you. Which is there. Now move forward a little bit. Move back a little bit. Right there. Move forward. No, move forward. And back just like a little, like right there. No more, no. There. Yeah. That's the max range right there. That's max range. This right here is max range. If he steps back just a tiny bit, let's go back just a little bit. Right there. And now it shoots him. That's his max range. Anything past this point looking down, it ain't gonna shoot. It won't shoot because it just can't go down that far. Now, if we were to look upwards, so turret looking up is a bit odd because unlike looking down where it's like about, I want to say maybe like 45 degrees looking down, I think turret's actually about like 50 or 60. Like it can look up kind of farther than downward. I don't think I'll be able to show you exactly like how far up it can. I'm going to do the best we can, but I don't think I'll be able to show you exactly. But at any rate, Cole, go ahead and move forward towards the window. There we go. Looking up and like, you know, yeah. The turret's all like, yo, you a bitch. I see you, homie. Don't do that shit to me, you know? You know, it can see you. And it's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, this is actually pretty far up, at least in my opinion, for a turret. But try standing on top of that up there. That little, like, those two boxes there. Let's see if it can actually see that too. It actually saw you. It saw the beeping, so it saw you there. But this is what I mean. Like, it's actually kind of insane the height that it actually can shoot at. And apparently, you moving forward just a little bit, it was just like no, but it can't see that far up. So, yeah, it can definitely look up higher than it can look down, which again, kind of odd. But maybe it kind of makes sense, I guess, if you look at how it's designed and stuff. I don't know. But, yeah. It can look up higher than it can look down. That's the moral of the story. Use that information to how you will. So that's basically it for all of the turret shenanigans. I do want to just add, like, the moments when you find turret not shooting or anything like that. It's not because the turret's bad or, well, I mean, the turret is sort of bad in some ways, but it's not because the turret is doing anything wrong.
It's how you use it.
Yeah, it's just the mechanics of turret. If you just understand how turret functions itself, you'll understand when it will shoot and when it won't shoot and why it's not shooting. For example, like, he's up there that high, it can't see that high. It's not going to see him. You want it to see him, but it's not going to work. It just doesn't work like that. Now, if he decided to get down like right there or something, yeah, he'll be able to shoot him then. You know, it can see him. He gets shot. It works. But yeah. That being said, though, I also want to just add a little bonus clip for anyone that decided to watch this video all the way to this point. Turret can also be put on walls, albeit most of the time you'll probably see people putting it on like ceilings and stuff like this, which
placing a turret.
I will say putting it on ceilings has a big downside of if they break the breakable thing that's on the ceiling, which I can't break it because I don't have a gun. Do you have a gun on? Oh, that's actually not like a breakable thing. I thought it was. Well, go ahead and just RPG it down. You got this.
I'm on fire, man. Leave me alone.
You know there was a zip right there you could have took. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and just break the floor. Well, you didn't.
Oh my. How?
Technical difficulty. Yep. So the problem with putting it on the ceiling like that is that, well, a lot of times if you're putting it on ceilings, people are just gonna shoot the ceiling, RPG the ceiling, RPG the turret, and then it's gonna fall down like this and be useless. Sometimes it can fall in some useful spots, and it might catch some people off guard, but most of the time it's not gonna be very useful. There's also the case of if you put it on ceilings, it can be detrimental because of this. For example, if you put a turret like on these, like stuff like this that can break,
Guardian turret active.
we do this and go ahead and shoot the little the little orange stuff up there. It falls and now it's useless. It's just useless. It's just useless. Again, it can still sometimes shoot, like, you know, if he happened to run over here or something, they'll be able to see him. But like, it's useless now. It just doesn't do anything. So in my opinion, I would advise not really putting it on ceilings. If you can, like, if you can avoid it, don't do it. There is something that you could do with them that I do think is actually pretty useful, and that's the ability to put them on walls. So being able to put them on walls, you can put them in some pretty cheeky locations depending on where the cash box is. For example, there's a cash box that spawns here, and I really like this cash box because I love putting my turret up here, like this. Over a little bit, make sure it goes down. I like putting it like that, because now, unless they wrench card out of this location, if they try to get close to it, on either side, they're gonna get shot by the turret. If they want to shoot the turret, they got to get in range to be able to like see it, like right here or so. But by doing that, you're also exposing yourself, and you got to look up at the turret, which means that you're not looking downwards or anything like that. What me or my team could potentially be at. You have to like look at a whole nother angle, right? And that could catch some people off guard. Granted, if it's a heavy, they could just RPG to the wall, and well, same thing happens if it's on the ceiling. It falls and useless turret. But that also means that rated RPG on a wall / turret. So I mean, that's value, honestly. That's value. But yeah, that's basically it for this video, though. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Turret, like, don't get me wrong, turret really isn't the best gadget in the game, or specialization in the game. It really isn't. But it's, at least in my opinion, a little bit better than some people like to give it credit for. And I just don't like seeing the turret slander that goes on, and that's honestly most of the premise why this video's been made. Hopefully, though, this video had made you respect turret at least a little bit more. And if not, well, it's turret. Nah, like, what can I say, right? Yeah. Anything you want to say, Carl, before we let everyone go home? Well, unless they're already home.
Nope. All good.
Well, without further ado, we bid you all adieu. Take care and peace. Bye-bye. Sucker.